Okay, hello students. Today we will study about different bus timings. Okay, first let's know about what do we mean by bus timing and why it is needed. So, bus timing means the timing which decides which event will access the bus or when an event is going to assist the bus. Okay, and so how it will assess? The technique is the bus timing technique, but there is a concept is known as clock. Okay, or we call it as a system clock, which decides that when an event is going to access the bus. Okay? So bus timing refers to the way in which events are carried out on the bus. Okay, and there are two types of bus timings. First one is synchronous and another one is asynchronous. Synchronous means synchronous. What did it mean? Syn means with. Okay, you have to work with something. Okay, so what an event has to work with some concept or some techniques or something that is known as your system clock. Okay, so every event has to cooperate or cope up with the system clock, and according to the system clock it will access the bus. That means the system clock determines the occurrence of events on the bus. Okay, so system clock is like this. It will okay, it will transmitted. This clock is transmitted by alternating 0 and 1. Okay, the high level is termed as 1 and the low is your 0. Okay, and what a bus has a clock line on which a continuous of alternating 0 and 1 is transmitted by clock. Okay, we know that there are three buses. Okay, data bus, address bus and control bus, and also except that these buses there is a extra line is called as your clock line. What it determines that the clock line is draw like this. Okay, the alternative zeros and ones, and these zeros and ones are of the same duration or equal duration. That means like this, first let 0 ideal state, then it will rise to 1, and on that state it will remain for some time, then it will decrease, then it will remain some time for 0 in 0 state, then it will rise like this. But these 0 duration and this 1 duration will be equal. Okay, and by alternating this is transmitted by the clock. Okay, and 1 0 and 1 1 is called as one cycle. Okay, so let from this to this it is one cycle, you can call it, or from this to this it can be taken as one cycle. Okay, one complete 0 and one complete 1, then it is called as one cycle. Okay, in this diagram we have 1 and 2 cycles. Okay, so how it will transmit? Let's see, one processor or one event is started from here and end within this state. Okay, we know that, but you have to remember one thing, that it is continuous of alternating 0 and 1. It is continuing, it's 0 and 1. If it is if it is less on the state of 0 for 1 second, then it has to less on the state of 1 for 1 second. Okay, equal duration we have to draw it, or it automatically take equal durations. Okay, in the clock line. and let one event take this much of time for completing its task. Okay, and if it is our new clock cycle, let's this from this new clock cycle is started. Okay, from this it will start, it can start from here, because here also we can start, but let there is like this. Okay, let it is event 1, you can start it from here. Okay, but let's take another example that one is starts from here and completes like this in between this. Okay, but as it is synchronous, you can start an event in the start of a clock cycle. In the start means here or here. If I will start here, then that this will be my clock cycle. But if we start here, then this will be my clock cycle. Okay, when we are drawing the clock lines, then you have to decide how much period you have to take as a clock cycle. As it is started from here, then here is your clock cycle up to this. Okay, this is one clock cycle. And or if one is ended here, then and another, let it is E2, E3 cannot start from here. It cannot start. It has to wait for generating of a new clock cycle. So E3 can be started from here. Let E3. Okay, this clock cycle will be wasted, or this time period will be in the ideal period. It is not necessarily, it cannot be used by any type of event. Okay, so here it is written that all events started at the beginning of. So here it is written that all events start at the beginning of clock cycle. Okay, what do you mean by this clock cycle? Clock cycle means, what do you mean by clock cycle? A single 0-1 transmission, and it defines a single time slot. Okay, this defines a single time slot. Okay, that means each event will be given one time slot, and after the time slot completes, then another event can start. Okay, so it is written as that start at the beginning of a clock cycle. Here this is the example, means E2 is ended in between the clock cycle, but here we are starting a new clock cycle. So this in between time, let this in between time period will be state ideal, or it is wasted, and this E3 will be started from this new E3 will be started from this new clock cycle, and this will be remain not used. Okay, and another type is your asynchronous. So what do you mean by asynchronous? Asynchronous means there is no clock cycle. It can started an event if one event is ended or completed. Okay, that means occurrence of one event on bus follows and depends on the occurrence of the previous event on the bus. That means if that previous event is completed, then another event can be started, or it will be paused, or somehow it interrupt occurs then. So it has no clock. And advantages, what advantages of this asynchronous? That it is more flexible than its counterpart. That means in the synchronous bus, we are having a clock cycle, and according to that clock cycle we have to start the event, or we have to end the event, or we have to run an event. Okay, and in between a clock cycle, if an event ended, then another event can be started from the beginning of next clock cycle. Okay, but in the asynchronous, when it is ended, let's it is an asynchronous type of clock bus timing, then this period will not be wasted. When this E2 will end, E3 at that point of time E3 can start its execution. So it is flexible, but So we can take advantages of faster devices. That means in the faster devices they are not waiting to start a new clock cycle. When an event occurs, it will start another event automatically. But as you can see in the synchronous, it is simple. It is simply to be implemented. But asynchronous, it may conflict sometimes. Okay, that is the disadvantages. But for faster systems, we are using this asynchronous concept to increase the performance of the system. Okay, so this is all about your BOS timings, or otherwise you can call it as synchronous BOS or asynchronous BOS. These are the differences and these are the advantages and disadvantages. Thank you.